Halo semua, hello everyone, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are and wherever your time zone. I'm back with VisualStudio.net news and updates. And don't worry, the ongoing introduction to DevOps are still ongoing. So we are going to have the next update, and hopefully it will be more the tools. But right now we are going to discuss news and updates. We are now in episode 8. So discussing what's new in Visual Studio 2026, 18.8, and also 18.9 because I have to keep up with the Visual Studio updates. We are going to have minor updates for every month. So this month we have 18.9. So the next month normally we will have 18.10. And then I will try to discuss as long as the time permits about the starting shape of the Visual Studio next major version. There is no what should I say? What's the term for that? There is no large update being being told by Microsoft yet. But the theme, especially the updates, it is now predictable, highly predictable. We will have major release for every year. So last year is 2026. We are now going to have 2027, maybe around November. Is usually new Visual Studio is usually being introduced at the same time at the when there is a new version of .NET is being released. Especially we have a annual release every major version of .NET. So now it's starting to have not just predictive cadence but also predictive updates, and at the same time when we are going to have a predictive updates or predictable updates, you can be sure that you have enough time to prepare and hopefully enough time to also learn what's going on. This highly speed of progress and updates is starting to yeah, maybe some of you are starting to be overwhelmed, of course, but at the same time, if you understand why Visual Studio is also getting more and more dense in the updates and so on and so on, because it is starting to fetch its own competition, keeps doing innovation or having a latest trend to keep up, like supporting latest AI progress, AI software development and thing. I'm not going to talk about the AI in a day-to-day business on operation. No, no, no. I'm going to focus on the AI and the usage of to help us in the software development. Okay, I'm Heriawan Kusumawadono, and I'm sorry for the longer intro, but this is me. I'm bringing you VisualStudio.net news and updates after a long, a bit hiatus, and it's supposed to be yesterday, but I'm sorry because yesterday I'm having difficulties about the problems of internet and also updates, because I was doing updates on not just Visual Studio but also the insiders. So I'll tell you later what's going on and why this is important, and also at the same time I have a bit news, and I think it can be seem like interesting or maybe not interesting at all. Depends on what you are trying to view on based on your perspective. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the 18.8 updates first. In order for me to deliver this objectively, I'm not going to update my Visual Studio to use the 18.9 yet. So on my machine, I still have the 18.8. I'm holding my updates for this one, and this is also important for me to give you some objective progress on Visual Studio itself. Okay, let's go to my Visual Studio, and I'm going to open my repo about Aspire support for MariaDB. It's not completed yet, but you will see that some updates or some of the progress is still okay, even in the 18.8 release, and I think it's very noteworthy. Okay, I'm going to open my own repo. We have here Aspire MariaDB. This is local, but also the name of the repo is also the same, Aspire MariaDB. If you go to my repo github.com/area1/Aspire MariaDB, you have this one. And some changes here are not being pushed yet, but this is only to show you that we are going to leverage the progress on 18.8. So before that, I'm going to open the list of what's new. Yes, I can go to the list of what's new directly here from Visual Studio, of course, by checking the hub and go to what's new. I think this is the easiest one. Where is it? Okay, this one. You'll see we have updates on GitHub Copilot, users tracking and alerts, stay informed, try the new agent, and the best thing is support for agent skills, like you have a built-in .NET and Azure skills. Let's check this out. And okay, I will resize this a bit. You see that we have tools skills and we have list of Azure upgrade, validate, C subscript, .NET Pinfog, .NET Test Collect, and so on, so on. So this will be stored in here. You can just ignore the int preview. I think the picture needs to be updated, but yeah. So let's go to GitHub Copilot here. Yeah, let's try to open this one. Built-in tool picker. So where is the tool picker? Maybe I'll try to zoom a bit. Oh, this one. Yep, we have here the skills. Now we have a list of skills. There is also built-in skills like Azure AI, Azure API Gateway, mostly Azure. There's also skills for .NET Web API. As you can see here, it will be stored in this Visual Studio folders, and you have a program files, Microsoft Visual Studio, and let me hover it. Program files, Microsoft Visual Studio, and the version number is 18, and the edition I have here Enterprise. But don't worry, you will have also this support if you use Community Edition. So it will be you will have it no matter what edition you have. And then Common 7 /IDE. Oh, sorry, not slash. /IDE /extensions /Microsoft /Copilot.net /.NET ASP.NET Core skills, and yeah. So you have a web API. If you go like Azure upgrade, for example, there is a different folder, Copilot Azure skills, Azure upgrade. You go to .NET, Copilot.net, .NET ASP.NET Core skills. So it depends on the skills, and you have a different folder to store it. This is the built-in one. Let's look at the ... here. Edit. I still don't know what is the actual difference between user and built-in, but I assume that user is already enabled. If you look here, it is not enabled yet. Yeah, so this is my lucky guess. I think all of these are already stored here. If you see, there is a oh dot agent. So there is a dot agents. Dot agents. Oh, let's look at the files folder view. Do we have a? I don't have dot agents, but I think I should put it here to ensure that every member of my team that has access to this repo will get the skills that we are going to use. Okay, so by clicking this select tools and skills, we have tools and we also have skills. So for the copilot tools is code search. Oh, nice. We have a list of tools here. This is more like a number of commands actually that you can use, like code search, create files, and detect memories, and so on, so on. There's also tools from Azure MCP server, and this is also Microsoft Learn. You can also opt to enable this as before running a tool. Okay, and also, yeah, nice to know that it can support all of these tools related to the repo that you are currently opening. So I'm opening my repo of Aspire MyRDB, and it is mainly .NET thing, .NET Core thing. It's more like a .NET for .NET 10 and later. And this is why the tools is looking like this. Okay, we have now support for skills, and this is very important because Visual Studio Code already has this before. So there is a parity between Visual Studio Code and Visual Studio, the one that I use right now. It has support for skills. That since Visual Studio 2026, many things that already been supported by VS Code before, Visual Studio will keep it up, and now the speed is starting to have a very small and getting smaller in difference of timing, the release of timing. Oh, sorry, the timing release. Yeah, something that we are starting to notice, starting to see. And after this, we are going to have 18.9. But let's see what other things that has been offered in this 18.8. We have a usage. So let's say I'm going to ask Copilot, is it possible to check dependencies for security vulnerability, maybe plural one, security vulnerabilities according to latest CVE database. And let's try to, okay, there is option like I'm going to have agent or just ask or plan or whatever. And also we can try to modernize, but I'm already using .NET 10, so I don't have to modernize for this repo. Let's try this agent. While it is thinking and trying to give me answers, oh, it's so it needs 200. Oh, sorry, 545. .NET list. Ah, there you are. So it shows me. Are you going to run this command by running .NET list and check for vulnerable, also performing recursive transitive search inside the dependencies on my solution. So let's click confirm. I need to do this because I haven't used any copilot in this month yet, so I need to show you that I need to show the usage. Yeah, this is very simple actually. So it will not consume many token. Although I'm using the GPT-5.3, and if you look here, GPT-5.3 is not so expensive. It says here it is categorized as having a medium cost compared to 5.5. And actually, I don't need the latest model because it is okay. I mean, for this kind of usage. So you have your own discretion, or you have your own perspective. But for me, and feel free to give feedback about this as well. For me, this kind of need, I don't have to use the latest model because it is very simple. And my question, although it seems a bit broad, but I'm focusing on check the NuGet dependency for vulnerabilities. Although I'm not saying only for this repo, it's already know that the context of this agent is focusing on this repo. So it will not just outside of this repo, only focusing on this solution. And this solution has two, which is the Aspire support for MariaDB and also Aspire support for MariaDB UBI. We have already executed this and check the solution. The result is no vulnerable packages will fall for. Now let's check for the usage. See for the corporate batch menu. Batch menu is here, upper right, and check for usage. That kind of query I just used is only consuming about 0.1%. The expectation here, let's say if I close my Visual Studio and then open it again and there is no change, it should try to use the previous result and check for any updates. If there's no update, just display it. Hopefully should be like this. But for this kind of video that I'll show you the features here, I'm not going to show you. That will take some time to really check the displaying, and also I have to explain to you how to read it and understand it properly. Let me know if you want me to explain that, because that would not fit the Visual Studio and .NET news and updates. That should be additional series on that one. Okay, there is also this button, configure additional usage. Let's click here and see. I don't see anything. So what's the use of this button? Configure additional usage. Okay. Oh, it opens new browser. Okay, so it opens this page. I see. So that kind of question is using two AI credits just now. Yeah, I'm using Copilot Max, and you may have a different subscription, but basically, well, you can choose other kinds of like Copilot alike. Like you have a something like Codex. I think Codex is from OpenAI, or something like Cursor, for example. Unfortunately, last time I tried to search for the information whether this Visual Studio version can support other kinds of Copilot like Codex or whatever, I don't know yet. But let's try by looking at the extensions. So go to manage extensions. Let's say I'm going to look for Cursor. Cursor. This one I think from Anthropic, if I'm not mistaken. Open in Cursor from Visual. Look at this. Open in Cursor. There is one this one extension, but it is not from the cursor itself. Last time I used is this one, this smooth cursor, but it is too geeky. Like I have to go back and forth with the command line. I'm afraid because checking that is not easily integrated. Although it has support Visual Studio 2022, the older version of 2026 is nice. And yeah, you see here, there is no official support for cursor yet. Hopefully, we'll have support from cursor itself. I mean, to have it run from within Visual Studio as extension, of course. Yeah, there's no official support. Let's see for OpenAI Codex. Codex. Is there any support for Codex? We have here Visual Codex Studio, and I'm afraid although it's used OpenAI logo, it is not coming from OpenAI. I'm afraid. So yeah, there is no official support. Yeah. Yep. So this is why I'm not going to suggest you which one that you should use. So yeah, Visual Studio, we know it is not 100% open source. .NET itself is open source, but Visual Studio is not 100% open source. This is why you will find Codex, you will find Cursor. They are using a clone of Visual Studio code, and they customize it to fully support their own tooling. Like Cursor will use their own mechanism, their own language server, or their own communication back and forth between the tool and also the IDE. They know its own because they customize it fully. But for Visual Studio, you cannot do that. You cannot have your own like fully version of Visual Studio with your own tooling like Codex. You may have it, you may do it, but unfortunately, until now, I don't see any kinds of tools that support this. So I still have my hope. If you ask me, why don't I build for my own? Unfortunately, my experience, I have to admit, right? My experience of coding in the Visual Studio extension is very, very limited. I I I need to learn many things before, like how are you going to really fit within the every version of Visual Studio has its own rules. But since Visual Studio 2022 and later, by default, it is advised to have a version of 64-bit in the beginning because Visual Studio 2022 and later is 64-bit, is starting to have a more and more like supporting for 64-bit. I already discussed that in the previous videos, but maybe I'll try to create a new one that something like having a memorable flashback on what's going on inside the Visual Studio from the perspective or historical timeline. Okay, now let's look for other things. I already opened release notes, so this one should be wait. This one is not uh, not this one. Okay, we have here release note for 18.8 July update. So other than supporting the tools and skills, you will have support for copilot user tracking was already shown, and somehow the look is slightly bit different. If you have a subscription less than Copilot Max, you will see this button, upgrade plan. And then the next one, try the new agent preview. I haven't tried this yet. I will try and present this on my next video. And then review selected code with Copilot. This is the new here. So let's try to review. I'm going to go back to the solution view and open this server resource thing. There is no code. Maybe this one. I need to open a method that has very many lines or something like that. Okay. So let's try to highlight this and see review selection. Why? There is no. I don't see any actions. Review selection. How do I see this in action then? Let's try to explain this one. Oh, okay, I got answers. So 1 second. Code search. Okay. I'm just focusing on this one method. Okay, it tries to create suggestion. There you are. So let's say if you want to, apply the suggestion from Copilot, and then you want to have a PR, you can do that. And right now I'm going to show you the next improvement. Oh, not this one. This one is for insider. Next improvement is pull request updates. Yay! React to PR comments in its own tab. How to use this? If it's just showing the watch new without telling us how to use this, I think it's not fun anymore. But let's try. Early returning when silently ignores. Okay, this can be surprising for callers. Configuration appears to be accepted but never applied. Consider either locating the existing PHP resource builder and applying configuration container to it. 2. Throwing an explicit exception when a second call attempts to add. Or 3. Returning the existing from a separate API. This is actually a good suggestion. If I okay, this is copy. Okay, it tries to modify by generate suggestion. Let's see the suggestion generated. But first, I need to save this. So, what's the change? Okay, let's change. MariaDB builder extension. If the change is okay, the namespace. Before. And this one I have to wait. Done. And I'm not using anything, only iResource Builder. I should use but yeah. Wait. Yes. Okay, let's test this to prevent any mistakes. Let's test this, and I'm going to commit this. Ongoing update to support Aspire hosting. The hosting version version is not this one. Aspire hosting version 13.4.6. 13.4.6. Commit stage. Now it is okay, and let's try to implement this. Or maybe I should create a PR. Let's see how to create a PR right now. Okay, I'm I open pull request changes. Can I just create a PR from this one? Nope. No. There is no good PR. Okay, new pull request. Well, I think this is a bit bad practice because I'm committing directly to main. I should, yeah, I should create new branch and creating the PR start from there. Maybe I just push it first. Push this one. This, yeah. And let's see output. Okay, it is push. The source control is, yeah, it is sync. I'm going to create a new branch. Create test PR from copilot suggestion. Maybe this is too long. Just create PR from copilot suggestion. This one. Paste on main. And then check out branch. Bring the changes from, yeah, continue checkout. One. Yeah, let's go. I think let's try to apply one of the suggestions that is not quite difficult to understand. Variable name misleading and confused. Name something like. Yeah. Correct. I agree on this suggestion. So yeah, Can this be applied? Okay, it is thinking something. Renaming variable should be easy, right? Somehow it is thinking. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the updates from here. Nice. So it's only focusing on these specific changes, this specific suggestion. Okay. I'm going to keep this because it's very nice. And thank you, Copilot, for helping me to catch this one. Then I'm going to create a PR. So GitHub. Why cannot? Okay, view pull request. Um, I'm confused, honestly. So there are no new pull requests here. And how do I create new pull request? Oh, I see. Yeah. I need to push it first. Okay, push to origin because this has not been pushed to origin. Okay, now hopefully I could create a new PR. Uh, wait. You have here successfully. There you are. Create in Visual Studio. So this is a very nice addition. I can create PR directly without leaving my Visual Studio. And change local variable to MariaDB specific. Um, Also put it in the description here. I put thanks to Copilot. Smile. That's it. Smile. And okay, and the next one, how to save this. Okay, so the next thing is how to submit this PR. And I'm confused. Oh, great. Cannot create. Just something related to. Oh. I think I need to. Yeah, so let's leave it. I'm going to open a new one because this one is going to be demo letter. And dash L. It's already my username here. Already have it. Okay. So now there's no issue to be discussed. Okay, I don't know whether this is a bug or not, but I will let you know if I can finally have this work. It has worked for me before, and now it's not working. I don't know why. If there's something that's broken or something else, let's try to close this and open. If this doesn't work, then I'll move the other next features. So open the previous repo here, and let's create a new PR from this one. View pull request. There is no pull request yet. If I right click here, can I just new pull request from here? change or rename the local variable to the MariaDB specific. Okay, something's wrong and I don't know why. Let's leave it as is, but I can assure you this should work. Okay, yeah, this is a demo bot problem. Now let's try to look at the other things. Okay, just open pull request a new tab, emoji reaction on comments. So can I just use the emoji? Huh? Emoji. Okay, like I told you before, like how do I know that this feature is already working or not? Something is not clear, and I think for you too as well. Okay, there's also attached branches to copilot chat. Yeah, this is interesting. So if I just add to chat, let's try add to chat, add to chat. Oh, from the okay from that view. So how how get people request branches. Okay, we now have here. Okay, this is add to chat. Add to chat. So this new thread is only focusing on nice. This is a nice addition. Yeah, I'm glad. So this one. Okay, let's try about this one. Copy and then new pull request. Paste. Okay, I will update GitHub account. I should have permission. Why? This account doesn't have the right permission or resource to know. Oh my god. Just GitHub account. This one. Yeah. And this. Hold it. Hold it. Change local variable. This account doesn't have the right permission or the resource does not access. I own this account. Man, what's wrong with this? Open chat settings. Learn more. Force it to update. Uh, yes. 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 Do you have to put the pull request here? This account doesn't. Change account. What? What? This is my own account. Subscription. Nothing is wrong here. Man, this is exhausting. GitHub. Manage remotes. Seems okay. I'll try to find it after this. Next feature, man. Okay, C++. Yes, auto discovery. I don't know how to demo this yet because this is purely native or C++ native. The next one is updated main git to version 2.54. I already update to 255, so I have no problem. The next thing is I'm going to update my Visual Studio to be 18.9. I'm going to check it. Is it already updated or not? It seems so. Oh, okay, not yet. It is still 18.8.2. I'm going to open up Visual Studio installer here. Hopefully everything goes well. And I'm going to close my Visual Studio first. So I'm going to do download and update. You see here, it is going to be updated to use 18.9.2. Let's just focus on the 18.9 first. There is 18.9 here. And the nice thing is there is a Git submodule support. Before I'm going to update, so let me show you. I already have a repo with submodules. And here I already cloned this one. This is a fork from the Microsoft Core Utils. There is a Git modules here. So if you look at that type, Git modules, there are three submodules being used by this repo. It is using Core Utils coming from Microsoft slash utils dash Core Utils. And also find utils coming from github.com slash utils slash find utils. There's also grep utils slash grep. The history, I already initialized it by cloning and ensure that I've already checked with the correct branch with the correct what's that? This one is for checksum. So SHA 64, I think. SHA 64. If I open this repo inside this Visual Studio of 18.8, I mean before 18.9 of course, and let me add that repo manually, open local, and going to yeah, I'm going to open the repo, Microsoft Core Utils. Okay, select the folder, and we have here the file view and tabs. This already contain all of the dependencies. So this is actually a submodule. If you go back here for the 18.9, you have a Git submodule support. In the Git repository window. So Git repository window. Where is that Git repository window? I can only see Git changes. Okay, configure. Username is this one. No, I don't want to. Yep. Where is that Git repo window or whatever? Open in command prompt. Maybe manage branches. Okay, so I think the name is incorrect. If I open manage branches, okay. So this is the loop without submodules. I'm going to close this version of Visual Studio and I'm going to update it to 18.9. Hopefully, should not take much time, and I'll pray to my internet. It won't. It should not break me again. So download then update. While we are waiting for the download to start, there is also I installed the Visual Studio Insiders. So 2026 Insiders. This means that anything that is still being developed and not yet released, but at the same time it is considered to be safe to be shown, and Microsoft will assume that we will give feedback to them as well, because yeah, it is also normal to to have something like not release or preview release yet, not being released of course, but at the same time expecting the users, the customer, in this case us, to give feedback. Okay, this is going to be released. Are you okay with this feature or not? Or do we have to improve some things before we are going to release this? Many things, and yeah. Why I'm installing this insiders, because I need to know the next roadmap of Visual Studio. The second thing is I need to be sure that if there is a feature, especially a feature that is somehow overlap or crossing other kinds of feature or bad feature or something that I don't like, then I should be able to give feedback as early as possible to Microsoft. Honestly, I have seen some of the news for the insiders and the current release. You should be able to deduce what would be the next version of Visual Studio. I already mentioned two things. One, it will be released annually. The second thing is the minor release. It is released monthly. So you have an annual, you have a monthly, for the minor, like from 18.8 to 18.9, and then next month you will have 18.10. This version here is the glimpse of what will be the 18.10 look like. Okay, I'm going to pause this, and we don't have to wait until this installation completely finished. Okay, now we are back to the Visual Studio installer. We see that I have installed the 18.9, and just for my own curiosity, I've tried to create new PR. Okay, now I find out what's going on. So my changes is not being staged yet. I don't know why. I have clicked stage, but it's not staged yet. So now I have staged my changes, and also I have committed. So let's look at this one. You see that I have updated this one. This is the main, and this is the changes that I've done. It is being committed correctly. Now I can create a pull request. So we have here the changes and the commits. Now I'm going to push, not push, to create the PR. Okay? You have the option of create as draft or just create. But this is 18.9. I may have found a bug or not, but honestly, at this stage, I I don't care. So I think let's just use 18.9 and just try this one. Let's create a PR. Okay, let's just fill the reviewer with my own ID and then create. Will it open a browser? I don't know. Oh, okay. We are still here within Visual Studio. This is a good thing. Okay, this is very nice. Actually, this is my first time because I usually just create the PR from browser. It says here has no conflict with the base branch, update local variable, blah blah blah, and commit. And let's look at this PR. I mean, from the perspective of any web browser. So this is the first PR, and how do I? Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, there's this button open in the browser and see what's going on. Nice. Okay, so this PR is just has been opened. So if you look at the timestamp, it says here 1 minute ago. So now I think I just marked this. So or maybe like the other things, just just yeah. I know it's my own repo and I submit my own PR against my repo, but just to show you that I can create the PR within Visual Studio. You see here I type a LGTM as the comment. So let's try to do some interesting things. Like I'm going to make a comment here, just LGTM and add comment. And let's look at that. Okay, it is posted. Nice. This is completely cool. And let's try to do the merging things inside Visual Studio. It says here create merge commit. There's also squash and merge. But I think I just use the squash and merge because I have only one commit. If I have more than one commit, then it should be squash, right? That is the current best practice. I could also use replace and merge, but I think for the sake of easy to understand, also just to show you that I can merge this, I just use squash and merge, complete merge. Let's see, there's a flashing progress here. Okay, it says here it is merged, and let's go back. Oh, nice, nice, nice. I have a so this is updated from GitHub. Let's look at the GitHub side. It is merged and closed. Of course, I could delete this branch. So deleting this branch means that I delete the branch on the origin, the remote repo, not on my local. But yeah, I just delete it. It says here pull request merge and close. Go back to Visual Studio. Okay. Now that I have merged this, I could safely close this. Close this pull request. And let's see if I could refresh this. Refresh. There should be one, hopefully. Oh, okay. It looks like any unmerged or open pull request is showing here instead of being merged or closed. Okay, fine. Okay, so uh, let's try to refresh this guy. These great PR from pilot copilot suggestions should be gone, hopefully. Okay, not yet. Hmm. Okay, let's do fetch. Wait. I should get a refresh rate. Hmm. Why? Why is that? It seems something wrong here. Oh, my main is not yet updated. That's true. So this main is the main on my local. Uh, but this guy, create PR from copilot suggestion should be deleted, right? Let's go back. Okay, I just deleted this guy, this branch. Hmm, let's try again. Do some fetch successfully. We have done this. Very good. And let's try to go back to main. Oh, hang on. I just cancel. Let's just try to fetch main. Or better yet, check out main. Bring the changes to main. We should have no conflict because here we just changing branch, and I'm going to pull my changes from the remote. Since there is no other changes, I just click pull. Now we are even with the remote. I'm still trying to figure out why this is still here. Should be removed. I don't know. Says, can I just refresh it? Refresh. Okay. Hmm. This should not be here, I believe. Strange. Okay, I just delete my local branch. Delete. Now we can do submit PR. We can also comment. Let's go to the next features we have here. Okay, VisualStudio. Oh, we are going to focus our gear to 18.9. Let's refine changes and commit with Git agent, parent model control, Git submodule. So you can read on your own and just go to the this guy. I'll put the link on the video description. We have here okay, Git submodule, and this is important. So my repo doesn't have submodule, but I already have a one sample repo, and I think it's a good one. It's actually the core utils, the tool that brings us grep from Linux to Windows actually. So I've already prepared the clone here. This depths already contain the submodule contents. There is a core utils, find utils. Any submodules in any Git repo, it is configured in here .git module. So if I look at this file, Git module, you'll see that we have three submodules. One from Microsoft slash utils core utils. Why is utils? And then the other utils find utils. Next one is the is taken from the original grep utils slash grep. So these three are the submodules. I don't know whether you can get any other submodules from other kinds of Git repo. I mean, outside GitHub. That might be interesting if I could do that, but that also requires me to have a more than one account. One is the one that you see here, the GitHub. The other one is the other source control provider, maybe from GitLab or Bitbucket or whatever. As long as you have the same Git, not other kinds of source control provider, especially for decentralized. Like we have one, so Git is actually decentralized, not centralized. Now let's try to do some quick comparison. What I'm trying to say is this is Microsoft Core Utils and it has submodules. Just to have a objective comparison, I'm going to clone this guy again. Okay, let's go back to the Microsoft Core Utils. Let's see the okay. Let's see the remote repo here. Oh no, not this one. I already forked, so it should come from this one. And I'm going to clone, but I'm not going to initialize the submodule yet. So I just bring this one and store it or pull it from the remote repo to different folders. So this should be good. And and we have okay. Just go to MS Core Util on init. You'll see that we have depths, but this depths doesn't have any content yet. Okay, we have grep. Let's go to this. You see, it is empty. If we go to the this one, look content of. Okay, let's go to grep subfolder. You'll see that we have here. So this is the same content of grep repo. Now it's like you have a nested repo, right? You have repo within a repo. That is basically a submodule. But the way you configure is somehow a bit tricky, and I'm not against any kinds of submodule use, but I'm also trying to not praise any or not encourage you to use any submodule on your own project because that will require understanding of GitHub and Git and also submodules. And at the same time, if the submodule is keep updated, especially if you use these popular tools like grep, almost every day it is being updated, and then you may lose something else or you may find something is not working anymore because the submodule is keep updating, and you have to be sure that you are not just updating the original repo, but also you are fetching and pulling the submodules repo, and then you have to recompile your code if you have dependencies like more like binaries or something else. And this is interesting because why some people are using this, because they have, I think, valid reason, right? Okay, this core utils contains grep, find utils, and so on, and instead of building from scratch, we just took the good things from other repo. Especially, you see that grep is using, I think, C GPL or something that requires compilation of that. But somehow, looking at the cargo, it seems to me it is using Rust, if I'm not mistaken. So let's do some quick digging. Oh yeah, okay. This guy is using Rust, so Rust is getting more. It has getting more user base, as you see here. Okay, this is some module. and this is a module has been initialized. If we go to the other folder, the one that I show you, okay, let's try to this one, depths. You see, if I go to grep, it is empty. This means I need to initial. So every time first time you clone any repo that has submodules, you have to ensure that get submodules should be initialized. Now let's try to open this MS Core Util submodule inside this VisualStudio 18.9. I think I'm going to keep this for now just to see the comparison. We have here the submodules, but since my repo doesn't have it, so it's still empty. Now let's try to just open this uninitialized submodule. Okay, I'm opening new instance of Visual Studio. Hopefully I don't have any problem. So let's just open a folder. Okay, we have here and look for MS, this one, and select folder. If this is a repo, oh yeah, sure. I know. I have to, yeah, this name is area 1. I'm not going to set this in the global config. I only focus to configure only for this repo because I have other settings, so I'm not going to use global for now. Okay. It says here submodule, right? Okay, it's uninitialized. And drum roll. Let's see what the looks of this repo within the new version of 18.9 2026. And let's look at manage branches. Okay, we have submodules. This is nice. And let's see if we can, list the submodule. We should have 3 at least. There you are, we have 3. So this guy on the previous version of Visual Studio, especially 18.8, you don't have it. Now we have it. And is there a way to initialize it? It says here, okay, this is correct. The submodule is not initialized. So we are going to update it. And let's see, do we have any input or output? Root element is missing. It says that hopefully everything goes well. Hopefully. Why is this taking so long? Or maybe he's trying to download the whole repo. While we are waiting for this, let's see what's going on. So we have a nice way to see these submodules inside these core Microsoft Core Utils. Seems should not take this long. Okay, other submodules also has this option as well. Update. One more thing, you cannot do any kinds of updates on these submodules as part of your repo. You cannot do that. The only way you should do that, you could do that is by submit BR on the submodules repo, not on your main repo, because you are assuming or you are taking the contents from outside, with in this case the other Git repo, make it as part of your repo as submodules, or make it as a nested repo within your repo, and then any changes is not being reflected back. Yes, you can also force something changes like, okay, just maybe copy the content of depths into a separate folder and add your changes. But then you miss the point. So you are using submodules, meaning that any changes should be done within the repo of that submodule, not within your repo. So just to clear any confusion here, let me know if you want me to like explain to you what's going on in a separate video. Of course, I don't want to make it very long. This video is already 1 hour. Looks like it's going to update all of them. Okay, let's go to other features. We have Git submodule and yeah, you can also manage, adding, updating, or remove submodule. This is nice thing, but I don't know how update is so slow. The next other thing is you can use some kind of work trees, like you work on multiple branches at once, and this is tricky. Okay, I will explain this on a separate video, some kind of a follow-up continuation from this video, because this work tree is only on your local, not, you cannot have work tree on your remote, on your origin. So okay, let's discuss this on separate video. Then we can okay, we can review commits. This is nice. You can also reverse commit. Maybe there is using SHA-1, the commit. Usually you have SHA-1, SHA-1. Copilot reviews comment appear inline and change files. Copilot can also make some comment on this one. To enable this feature, tools option GitHub Copilot source control integration and review git change locale and provide suggestion from comments. This is okay. This is new actually. I haven't tried this one. Let's go back check. Let's do one thing. Just close this and do the git submodule. Let's see what are the options that we have. Okay, git submodule. Init, of course. Oh yeah, update dash init. Oh, okay, wait. Let's check on that one. cd dev and cd for okay. We don't have anything yet. Just remember that you have to run the submodule from the actual root of the repo. So git submodule update dash init. This will ensure that we are going to update all of those three instead of from VisualStudio. Unable to find current revision in submodule path. What's going on? And this is interesting. Unable to find current revision. Good status. I'm just going to do this one. Add this notice. And let's do this again. Unable to find current revision. This never happened to me before, honestly. Unable to find current revision submodule path. Oh. Everything is still empty. Dash H and so I'm not going to do in it because you're already there. So yes, we can add using git submodule add. Let's check. It seems something is wrong with the core utils. So how do I think I give up. Let's okay. Let's try to do this one again. That means that VisualStudio may have some bugs. I just found that. Git clone. Okay, this one as well. Wait. I need to delete this folder. Just do git clone. Means something is still wrong. Git submodule update dash unit. Okay, let's do your thing. I'm going to pause this because we should not wait for this to be completely finished. Okay, well, at the same time, let's do some. Oh, something is. Oh, you see, it is faster from here. Man, why? Okay, I'm going to. Okay, open new instance of Visual Studio and go back to that folder. To the manage branches. Of course. We have submodule, and there you are. So it says here is in sync, all those three. Now you have submodules. Of course, you can do some other kinds of operation like add and then fill your submodules, the other repo that you want to have as a submodules, and so on and so on. You can also delete, of course. Okay, now this concludes submodule support in Visual Studio, and you may find it maybe still buggy because then you cannot be sure that if you do the submodule update, it is okay because somehow it's very slow and no response at all. And yeah, this is still buggy. Maybe I will file a bug report. Next one, the next noteworthy thing. Okay, we have PR review updates. Okay, let's try to enlarge this picture. Okay, we have PR description and maybe some additional comment as well. Jamie Ortiz. Okay, this is the guy. So these are the commits of part of this repo. Oh, sorry, not part of this, part of the branch that is used as the pull request. Maybe I'll try to have a PR with additional check, like maybe a CI or something like that using GitHub Action, but that should be also part of the next video, not in this one. Okay, I think this is already working because we can see the PR, view PR. If there is a unmatched PR, it will be shown here on the list of the PR. And then you'll see the comment and so on. You can also, okay, this is nice, you can also approve or just directly merge. Now you have 18.9. You see here on my Visual Studio installer, I have Visual Studio Insiders, and somehow today I have another update. But let's see, let's look at the view details and the release notes. This insider is actually will be released as 18.10. So this is the look of the 18.10. We have two progress of 18.10 as insiders. My main concern is the feature update because this will be shown as 18.10. So, okay, we have here explore PR with Git agent what would it look like? So the GitHub Copilot chat can review pull requests. This is nice. Okay. Okay. Cool. Help me review hashtag pull requests and semicolon the number of pull requests and then the repo locally. Then you have this one overview, and you can ask for review from Copilot as well. And okay, this is nice, but I'm not going to discuss this because if you see on my title of this video, .NET and Visual Studio updates or Visual Studio and .NET updates, we are not going to discuss this. 18.10, it is still, yeah, it is still in the insider phase, but actually this is public, meaning that you can get this insider. Previously it was available here and I installed it, and it took me sometimes because I have to free some of my storage just to bring you and just to install this guy, the insider preview. Oh, sorry, the insider edition of Visual Studio 2026. Now, what I'm trying to say is we are starting this the pattern of the cadence. We are starting the fact that you have a monthly minor release, meaning that 18.9.8 then they are released monthly. So next month you have 18.10, and each year or annually you will have new version of Visual Studio. You will have a maybe I don't know, maybe 2027. The exact name has not been announced yet. I think it will be launched during the launch of .NET 11. That will be this November. There is also a conference will be there. It's already scheduled, I think. If you look at this one, so this November 10 to 12 to celebrate the launch of .NET 11. It doesn't say anything about Visual Studio, but I bet you will see a new version of Visual Studio in this conference, in this .NET Conf. Because, I mean, from the Microsoft perspective, you cannot have a, conference for Visual Studio and .NET Conf on the same month usually, because then you will miss the momentum, you will miss the excitement, and usually people had to choose whether or have to attend both of them. Is that just one conference? You will see .NET 11 launch and also new Visual Studio will be launched, and there you are. You have one-stop shopping for any kinds of Microsoft development tools, progress or updates. That's it for now. Hopefully, I can give you a glimpse of Visual Studio, and what I'm trying to say is starting to get shape or starting, to show its shape. I mean, in the broadest dimensions, like the pattern of the cadence release, the timeline of the cadence release, and the way that you will have a predictable, release of Visual Studio. You will have it annually. There is also one thing interesting. Since 2026 or 2022 maybe, if you buy Visual Studio outside the corporate subscription, you will see that there is no key activation anymore. Meaning that as long as you synchronize your account, you see here that my 2026 has this sync is active. I'm not using any key. I don't have any key. So as long as I still have my Visual Studio subscription, especially enterprise, then I can just sync without filling in any uh, product key or whatever or serial number or something like that. You should be no worries. I mean, if you install the community edition, this is the same mechanism. There is no key for the Visual Studio Community Edition. Just sync up your account to your Visual Studio session, and that's it. There is also a free version. You will have a community edition, and the subscription will be shown as Dev Essentials. So no worries. All you see here, the submodules, the way that you see the tooling, skills, and so on, you will find it on the community edition as well, like list of skills, tooling, and so on. And I think I should be able to see grok or something like that here. Okay. Hmm. I don't see. Okay, now it's medium cost, but without. Okay. Somehow I missed the dot thing. No worries. It's, I can still see the tooltip. Okay. Like I mentioned before, I just used the 5.3 because it's already meeting my needs. I don't have to use the more expensive model like GPT 5.6, I believe. Oh, sorry, we have here 5.5. So you on 5.6 you have three flavors: Luna, Sol, and Terra. So Luna, Sol, and Terra. Those three are okay. So Luna is the low cost model. Sol is the medium. Terra is the medium. Hmm, interesting. Why GPT 5.5 is the most expensive one, but it is not the latest model? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't tried the GPT 5.5, especially um, there are many complaints from other developers that the token is consumed heavily. Like you will end up your allowance for maximum number of tokens. Here I'm using GitHub Copilot Max, but that's not the point. What I'm trying to say is, if you use expensive model like GPT 5.5, then your limit of your subscription will end up very quickly, and then you have to pay more. Depends on what your need, of course, but I'm not going to entertain myself to use a high cost model unless it is very necessary. Okay, so there will be a follow-up for this video just to try to explain to you the advan no not the advances or the progress or the new feature within the 18.9. Hopefully next week I'll be able to bring you the follow-up of this video. So as usual, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, or please give me comments. I'm glad that I can show you the shop module and I can show you the PR. There may be some glitch, whatever. Especially, I have shown you that if you try to update this, somehow has no response at all. But if I try to update manually inside command prompt, it always works. I don't know why. Maybe it's kind of bug. But if in order for me to report a bug, I need to be able to reproduce it and do some report like this one. So there is a, where is it? Not. I should be able to report it. Oh, where is it? Where is it? This one. Send feedback. Send feedback. If this is a bug, and we could just report a problem if we want to have a feature such as a feature. And my feedback means that you want to look all of your previous feedback or your current feedbacks. That's it. And hopefully you will enjoy. Again, please like and subscribe. And don't forget, coding is happiness. I'm happy to bring you this. I'm happy to use Visual Studio. Again, this might be my own bias, but I also have used VS Code, especially if I have to code within Linux terminal, because it's, you know, I cannot run Visual Studio within Linux or within Mac. There is a Visual Studio for Mac, but it is being out of spot and deprecated. Okay, I'll see you next video after this to follow up for this video. And while you will wait for the follow up, of course, there will be a new video coming for the introduction to DevOps course. And hopefully, we'll see some samples in using the tools, the actual tools that help you to not just administer your DevOps things, but also try to, you know, uh, make it a proper within any kinds of methodology that you use. You have a either agile or semi that usually be done in waterfall way, or any kinds of way like Scrum, any other kinds of derivation of agile. As I mentioned, introduction to DevOps is trying to introduce the word of DevOps without being tied to any kinds of tooling. So I'll see you on that course as well. And bye bye.